Hello, welcome to Indie Tutorials. My name is Guillermo and I would like to thank the patrons supporting this channel. Okay, to create the developer console, since I'm lazy, I'm just going to reuse this free command terminal component or asset from the asset store. It's free and it does exactly what I need to achieve, so no need to reinvent the wheel and develop one from scratch. So please feel free to download it and import it. I already did, so I have it here. So what I need to do is create a new script to inject or to create our own custom commands to call from the console. And for that I'm going to go to our script folder. In the first place, in the editor, we need to add the difficulties to our enumerator. So here in the ORK constants generator, click that up to open up in your editor of choice. I will pause the video whilst Visual Studio loads. Okay, once it opens, let's scroll down and we want to add a new entry here for our difficulties. So let's just copy up the whole currency line, add a new line, and then click here ORK difficulties, like so. Then we need to check the ORK difficulties, get the names and set it to a list. Click and save the changes, go back to ORK Framework or Unity editor, let it compile, and from the edit menu go right to the bottom, generate ORK constants. That's it. So we need to create now a script to create our commands. So in the scripts folder, let's create a new folder and call it console, and inside this folder let's create another script, C# script, and let's call it developer commands. You can use whatever name you like. Let Unity compile and open up this new script in the editor. So from our script template we want to remove the mono behavior. This is going to be a static class, and we want to add a couple of using statements here. One of those is of course ORK Framework, and the second one is going to be terminal console, or command terminal, sorry, command terminal. We have there the namespace, and in the static, inside the static class, we want to create our new command. As long as it is static, it doesn't matter if it's public or private, so we can leave it as private, no problem. So static void command difficulty, and we want to pass some command arguments. So this is the type that comes with the asset that we installed, and we call it arguments, args. And to register this method with the command terminal, we just need to call an attribute called register command. Then inside here we can pass something that can tell us what this command does. So for example, for the help, so it changes the game difficulty, or displays the current one, something like that, I don't know, dot. And there is another argument that we can pass here, which is the maximum count of arguments. I will say that we only accept one, so we are going to pass it here, and let's check it out. So if our argument's length equals 1, then we can say ORK game difficulty, and we set it to the args. Remember, it's a list of arguments on array, so we set the first one. We are only checking that we only have one, so it's safe to say it like so. And this object command arg has a method, internal method, that can change automatically the type of the argument for us. And also we said we can log this to the terminal itself, so terminal.log the difficulty changed to, and we pass here our ORK difficulties. We say get from ORK API, and we pass again the args 0 to int. And after getting the object, we call the get name, like so. If we pass no argument at all, or the argument is other than 1, what we can do is just print the current difficulty. So let's say terminal log current difficulty. If I can type, is plus, and here we call ORK difficulties. We get the whole list, and then we pass the current difficulty. So we can say, for example, copy this one, ORK game difficulty is going to return an integer, get name. Okay, so let's save the changes and go back to Unity to let it compile this change. So for this terminal console asset, I already made some changes to it in order to create a game object automatically every time we start the scene, and it's been added to the don't destroy logs, don't destroy objects. So this is the prefab, and what we need to do here, I already set some specific keywords to toggle the console. Please, you can use whatever keyword you wanted. Normally is the it's called the tilde key, but in my keyboard, Spanish keyboard, this key I need to use a accessor or another key in order to get that. So I changed that one here to my needs, so please feel free to change to yours. And what I need to also do here is to assign a font. So let me just click let's say, yeah, why not, our square type of font. So now if I were to click on Ctrl P to start the game, if I go to the don't destroy on load section, I see that we have this terminal console clone. If I click on the game object, in the game view, and type F1, we have our console. If I click help, then I have our method difficulty. So let's call difficulty, and the current difficulty is normal, right? So how to change it to easy? Well, we need to remember that in the framework, let me stop this, in the ORK editor, we have in the game section difficulties, so the normal is 0, easy is 1, and we have this new plus. So actually we should move the easy to the top, 0 and normal. Let's save it. Close the ORK editor. Ctrl P to test again. Click F1 to bring up the console. Let's check difficulty. It's easy, so let's change it to. We should print also the index here, difficulty, and set it to 1. Remember, this the list in ORK Framework is 0 base, so 1 will be normal, and then we have the difficult change to normal. But we already tested in normal mode, so let's now test in easy. When we get surprised by the enemy, then we get no penalty. So let's change it back to difficulty 0. Close it up the console, and let's find Jumper, and if we get his attention, and this is not right, so let's bring up the, yeah, this is not right. So what I had to do is just to check again in the battle start event, since I moved the difficulties order. So I had to just confirm. You see that it's always asking to save settings. So I had to just double check in the battle start event when we check the difficulty that the difficulty is set to the proper mode right now, and that's was it. So if I were to click on Ctrl P again, let's bring it up the console and type difficulty. Now we see that the current one is easy, so let's bring Jumper attention without drawing the weapon. And there we go, better luck next time. And if I bring up our console here, we see that lightning health still 350 and no penalty was applied. So everything's working as expected. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next video.